So on first launch of Logic Pro, you'll get this screen here. It'll say what's new in Logic Pro for iPad. And if you just click continue, you'll be asked to basically download some packs, which will involve session player instruments. And if you're not sure what that is, you can just click on discover more and it will allow you to do that. But I'm just going to click on these 4 packs and it will then download those in the background. I'm just going to go over to this plus over here and I'm going to tap it, and then you'll be given this screen here. This is actually sometimes the screen that you see when you first load up Logic Pro 2 for the first time. It'll ask you whether you want to make some tracks or whether you want to make some live loops. Now in order to do the split stems, we click on tracks. We want MIDI tracks, audio tracks, pattern tracks or session player tracks. So we tap on audio. And then it loads up with an audio track, and then it will give you all sorts of different audio patches on the left hand side. Now to bring in an audio file, it's very easy on the iPad Pro. You just tap the 3 dots at the top and then you go down to split view or slide over. Now I'm going to be dragging in from the files and I'm going to tap slide over, and I'm going to make sure then that I can see the files on the right hand side, and then I can also have my audio file on the left hand side. So I'm going to simply bring in a song. In this case, I'm going to bring in, it's called the code. And then what you do is you then get rid of the files. You can just go to 3 dots and then click close. And then here you've got an audio file here. Now really easily, all you have to do to split the stems is you can control, click, and then go down to where it says stem splitter. It'll then ask you, do you want to have these 4 parts? Vocals, drums, bass, and other. And then I'm going to split them. It takes a few seconds to do this, and as it's splitting, you'll notice that once it's finished, it has then split up the track into 4 different ones. It then grays out the original track. This cannot no longer be used. If you want to bring it back into the original track, you can just select this stack here and it will then bring it into a bunch of nested tracks below. But if you don't want to do that, you can just click Command and Z, and it'll then just undo that for you. Control and tap, stem splitter, and then split. So you'll then be able to isolate different tracks. So I'm not going to show you the main track. I might just focus on the drums and bass. So this is really good if you want to be able to listen to the orchestrations of a particular track. And in doing so, you'll then learn about how those individual tracks are put together and how they are somewhat produced. So if I was to go and just click, so you'll be able to hear that very gently in the background, and when you do that you'll then be able to bring in different tracks as well. So it's actually good for rearranging the songs as well, and in doing so you'll actually find it's actually quite good fun. Really do recommend this for educational purposes. It would be really useful for a child of yours who wants to perform a particular song, and all you'll then need to do is just cut out the vocals and then just have the backing tracks on top of that as well. It's a really nice way to be able to take an existing track and then split it up, investigate the sum of its parts, but also to highlight out the vocal part and then just focus on the instrumental. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Do make sure you tap like if you've enjoyed this, and do make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will also leave an example of one I have then made earlier on. If you want to watch that, I'm going to leave that at the end screen very shortly. If you want to hear a rearrangement I've done orchestrally of a well-known Scottish singer, then do so. I'm not going to show you that in this video just because of copyright, but if you want to see it separately, I will include that example for you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.